Good morning. Sound check 1, 2, 3. Sound check 1, 2, 3. Good morning. It's Midlife Priceless. Miss Margaret here. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. I might have caught you all a little early this morning, but that's okay. You can catch it upon the replay. I'm out here with the bugs again, but I'm determined I'm not spraying that stuff this morning. I just don't want to be sprayed upon. Do you understand? I just like my skin to feel clean and plain. I don't like a lot of potions, lotions, and potions. They smell nice on other people, but I find on me it wears out very quickly and it starts to take on a different. I want to say smell, but the word I really mean is odor. It takes on a whole new odor. It's terrible. So I just don't use the stuff. You know how they used to come? I remember coming up, like when a new perfume came out, um, right off the top of my head, a good example is Elizabeth Taylor's Diamonds. I don't even remember smelling it ever, but I remember they commercialized that thing to the bone marrow. But when you got it, you might have been able to get the lotion, the perfume, or the parfum, um, talcum powder, and once in a while it would come with a little candle, a scented candle, usually a little tea light size. And they did that with red. Do you remember red? Anybody? I don't know who made that, but that was another hit. Diamonds, red. Of course, my aunt, my great aunt, my aunt Elizabeth, she liked Jean Nate. Jean Nate. I remember I would go in her bathroom. We used to go and visit her in Philadelphia. And she she would have a little corner cubby. You know, now we just say a corner shelving unit or something. But anyway, she had a shopping mall of Jean Nate products. It was incredible to me. And I used to love to try to spray something or get some. She said, "Oh, help yourself." Now, when I don't even know the last time I saw Jean Nate, but those were the days. I see some commercials, some content on YouTube where they replay old commercials that didn't age well, like commercials about the benefits of smoking tobacco. Um, Objectifying women was a huge thing. If you weren't home with an apron and a housewife, what kind of mother and wife were you? Then women started working during wartime, and it changed everything. I find it interesting that I know that. Well, they say if you don't know your history, you're destined to repeat it. This video was supposed to be titled Sports Channels for People Who Don't Follow Sports. That was my original title. I even wrote it down. You know, I write stuff down. And now that what started as a simple list is now a longer list, and it's beyond the sports channels that I watch. So I thought, we'll still start with sports because I don't follow sports. I really don't. When I say I don't follow sports, it doesn't mean I don't enjoy them, certain ones, uh, but it does mean that I can't chop it up with you about, athletes and who's doing what and who's performing well and who's not and all that. And yes, I'm spraying, but it's not spraying on me, it's spraying underneath me. I can't with them today. I just can't. Anyway, so what happened was at some point, and I don't know when, and I don't know what drove it. It may be the algorithm, but there is a channel that bubbled up in my feed, and it's called Dreamers Pro. And the host of the show is Charles Tabansi, Tabansi. It took me forever to know what he was saying because he says his name so fast. His name is Charles Tabansi. And he also started an additional channel because his Sports Pro channel, Dreamers Pro, excuse me, channel was so successful. I'm so proud of him. I see him as the guy next door that everybody in the neighborhood loves, and just an all around good guy. Talks about his dad. I saw a picture of his dad once. Nice, handsome man too. Anyway, Dreamers Pro is a great channel because he talks about not just the score of the game. He's a basketball fan, but he also talks about and more about what's happening behind the scenes. You know, opinions, what people are saying, what athletes are saying, whether or not he agrees or disagrees, why not, that kind of thing. Just a nice opinion editorial blog. I love that show. It's really good. But try out his other channel. My memory's failing. But if you go to Dreamers Pro, somehow I'm sure you'll see his other channel somewhere along the way, or it'll bubble up. I'm sorry, I just can't think of it. Oh, you know what? Look in the description. I bet it's in there. So, because I was following Dreamers Pro, I ended up following a channel called Boxing Ego. And this is a California dude. And when I first started watching, he would wear these ski hats with the pom pom on top, but it had the state flag of California with the bear on it. I thought he was so weird and lovely. I thought he was very cute. So I've declared him a nephew. He doesn't declare me, but I'm declaring him a nephew. Boxing Ego, much like Dreamers Pro and Charles Tabansi, I learned a lot about the sport, and obviously he talks about boxing and not basketball, but I do enjoy the show. He's he's a nephew after my own heart. He really, really is me, except he's a man and he's masculine and he's considerably younger. I think he's wonderful. He knows all of the references, the cultural references, like, cartoon characters and what do you call computer game characters and villains and all of the things. I think he's really entertaining. He's corny. Sorry to say. I know he doesn't want to hear that, but he's corny, but he's funny. Once in a while, he catches me, and I start chuckling because I know exactly what he's talking about. But I do learn a lot about boxing personalities and athletes from him. Which brings me to a recent discovery and preoccupation with Hood Champion Boxing, another boxing enthusiast, but he has this weird call-in show where people call in and say the most outlandish things, frankly, what they suspect and their conspiracy theories about stuff or whatever it is. But what kills me is that he tells you that he doesn't follow this and he's not in the internet like that. Yeah, but you got a show. What you mean you don't know and people have to tell you everything? Stop being lazy. And he's from Trinidad. He has the sense of humor that I have experienced with Trinidadians. I don't know if he's from Tobago, but I know he's from Trinidad and Tobago as a nation. Anyway, I like him. He apparently has his sons all around him. I guess it's a boys' club around there. I feel sorry for his wife. Talking all this boxing, and I can tell that they're helping him with the chat. I don't know that it's the moderators or not, but anyway, it's nice, family affair. I learn a lot about boxing issues, just like with Boxing Ego, but with him, it's an audience-led conversation. So right now, everybody wants to talk about Papoose and Clarissa. and he will have a show and discuss something totally outside of that, and people still find a way to drift back to Clarissa and Papoose. It's an obsession at this point. I think people are anxious to see the end of the story, and then when the story ends, they'll just go to something else. I mean, when this all started, I was following the story with what's Shirley Strawberry's ex-husband, or never was husband, or whatever the situation is now. But that's how I got started with all of this celebrity gossip following, because that's really not been my thing growing up. So anyway, others that are discussing the Clarissa and Papoose saga, there are two in particular. One is Mr. Skinny. Another one. I get the feeling he and I about the same age, so I can't call him nephew. I call him Brother Skinny. I like Mr. Skinny. He is just himself. He is authentic. He talks about whatever. He keeps it real. He's hilarious. His shorts are just, they have me cracking up. He's really good. But he does talk about sports. I don't get as much of the backstory and education piece so much as, hot topics kind of thing inside of, so far, my experience with him, sports. So that's that. Battle Truth also talks about issues in the celebrity world. I think he was more or less focused on battle rappers for a while, if I'm not mistaken. I just don't know enough about the time before I met him. But I watch Battle Truth all the time, and he has me on the floor laughing sometimes. He has some good shows. It fluctuates. I know he's going through something with his nephew. At least that's what he put on his channel. So that could be distracting him a little bit, but he is hilarious. He is hilarious. Ticket TV, I love watching him sometimes. Now, I'm going to say something here, you guys. Sometimes you all can say some things that are kind of shady about women, but I watch you anyway because I need to know what y'all saying in the clubhouse. Poetic Flacco, I watch him. I heard him say the other day that he's a big boy. He's chunky, he's a fatty. But I don't see him that way. I guess I just never seen a man standing up, but I think he's handsome. Nice persona. I can't say nice personality. Nice persona. Whatever I see of him, I like. He seems to be a lot of fun. For him, and not because he said about anything about his weight, but I could see myself in the kitchen with him, and we chopping up vegetables, laughing and talking, making frozen margaritas or something. I don't know. He seems like that kind of guy. A lot of fun. Funky Dineva. Funky that got funky. You cannot even comment when he goes live, which is what he does. You cannot comment unless you have paid for membership. I just can't afford it, baby. So I just watch and listen to what other people say, and it seems to be working for him. But people drag him so much. That's been the thing with him. These eight. That was a lot, right? Sorry about that. Let me keep my hands to myself. Funky Dineva is funny. He just, he seems to have been dragged a lot for things, fair or unfair. He's been dragged a lot. And I don't blame him for making that decision. Sorry, but there's a car. The contractors are coming to work on the house down the street. Now we're getting into how the list started to grow. But Funky will talk about sports. He'll talk about anything really that's in the news. So get ready. Funky is an experience. He's not just a channel. He is an entire experience. And then I started listing channels that I just like. One, for nostalgic reasons, I guess, and I like gospel music, is Malaco. Malaco Music, if you know anything about real soul music, and I don't mean R&B, and real gospel music, contemporary and traditional. You're talking about Malaco. Malaco is the label, the label for that. I love that they're still in business. Just really, I don't know. I think when someone says Malaco music, I'm like, yeah, trusted brand. I think that's the thing to know. Trusted. If you ever have to discern between a logo and a brand, I think I just gave it to you. There's Malaco, the logo that goes on the label, and then there's the brand, known to be trustworthy and stable. That's their brand. All right. Recently, I've followed or joined or subscribed to the BET network page. I think they did such an improvement over the past few award shows that I really appreciated the effort and the outcome. There are a couple of bumpy spots for me personally, but I think overall, no one can say they didn't listen. They now know how we felt about what they were doing, and they did something about it, and I applaud that. Another channel I follow because I attended this church when I lived in Houston. I love this church. It's Lily Grove Missionary Baptist Church, and they are on YouTube every Sunday. And the pastor he's a character. He speaks his mind, he doesn't mince words. He's an old Southern Baptist style preacher. Reminds me of some of my days growing up uh, on the Baptist side of life because I'm Presbyterian by birth. So, another channel. Now, these two, I think they call them the red pill kind of personalities online. One is called O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea Duke Jackson. Not sure what to say about him. He's funny, but he likes to make that sound of clapping cheeks. So ridiculous. He is funny, but I wish he would stop saying "woo." He's not Ric Flair, and I've written that in his comments. I hate that he does that. There's only one Ric Flair, baby. If you came from the days that I came from, you know who Ric Flair is. He like wrestling or don't, and I was not a WWF fan, but if you didn't know Ric Flair, then you didn't know anything. You didn't know your name. Talking about I can't help it if I can dance all night. I can't help it if I look good. Oh, he was hilarious, and he's still hilarious. I saw him on a YouTube short not too long ago, and he is still cutting up. That man is crazy. I would love to meet him one day. Uh, the business, very sharp, very unafraid of being critical or being criticized. Of course, he'll hang up on you if he doesn't like what you got to say, which is a shame. I think he's missing out on an aspect of the show that the listeners would hang around for. Because generally, what I do is I listen to what he has to say, and then I keep it pressing. Because I don't mind listening to the whole show, but I can't bear listening to him be rude to people. It's not my style. But I like, he did several shows that I like. One in particular on Cardi B. And her experience or her journey or her strategy with what's his name, the football player. That's my phone making noise. What's his name? Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs. Anyway, I used to follow Abba and Preach all the time. I mean, if they did a live, if they posted anything, I don't think they did lives as much. If they posted any videos, I would tune right in immediately. Hold everything, stop everything. I'm going to check out my guys and see what they're talking about. But this thing with Abba and this young lady and all the things, the hypocrisy is one thing, but I think the other piece is they kind of ruined the fantasy that they were authentic for the viewers. And now we have to, every time I see them, I'm like, yeah, what really lies behind all this, giggling and laughing and, this comedy thing that they do. And, Abba ready to tell you, what he thinks of this and that and ethics and all of that. And then here he's the offender. It's hard to see them and not notice. Look at that. Hood Champion Boxing and Sports just posted. Okay. Clarissa Shields again. So two more. One is Tabitha Speaks Politics. And Tabitha Speaks Politics is about anything to do with politics. So she's one of those shows. I'm getting ready to hit these bugs because I just can't be bothered. I've told you I can't be bothered, and I mean it. Tabitha Speaks Politics. She's funny. She makes me smile. She makes me laugh, and she makes me mad. Not at her, but at situations that are evolving in politics. She definitely keeps you abreast of what's going on. So there's finally, last but not least, is Reese Waters. Reese Waters has me hollering. I put him on blast. I have a little JBL here. I have a little JBL speaker, and I help myself to putting it on blast when I'm in the shower. So I'm listening, and sometimes I just have to come just stand still before I slip and fall because he has me bent over laughing. He is funny. I mean to order some merch when times get better, as they say, which will be about a week or two. But right now it's not the time. But I am going to order my T-shirt, my mug. Who Raised Y'all? All of that. I love that show. Love that show. And I would swear I keep seeing something with him and Maury Povich. Am I imagining that? I have to go and check that out. Anyway, so much for my original topic, which was sports channels for people who don't follow sports. But I did follow my list today. I'm improving. I am teachable, I'm trainable. That's about it. What are some of your favorite channels? Put it in the chat. Because I'm finding out that I'd never heard of this. Somebody Sanat. Where have I been? What rock have I been under? He has interviewed all the big celebrities, but I guess maybe that's why I didn't notice because I don't really follow the interview track and like eat entertainment television. I don't watch that. But if there's an ongoing issue, and it starts trending, then I get interested. So I miss a lot of these interviews and things until they show up as shorts and bubble up, that kind of thing. I like cooking shows. I do. Lydia Bastianich is one of my favorites. Nick Stellino was a favorite. I've been a long time since I watched him. But he's funny, charming, and he drives the cars of the most fly. Who else do I like? Martha Stewart. I like Martha. I'm not mad at Martha. And then there are some Jamaican chefs online. Oh my gosh! And I'm hurting because what is this brother's name? Chef. He's a Jamaican chef. Oh my goodness! But one is Deddy's Kitchen. Deddy's Kitchen. He's a Jamaican guy, a Jamaican chef. So let me see here if I can't find this channel for you. Chef, what is his name here? I'm going to go to see, you know how you can list the videos you've seen, your historical ones, watched video, your history. Here it is. Told you I'm teachable. So under the watch list history, I'm gonna put in oxtails because that is the latest that I saw him making. So there's Daddy's Kitchen, and oh, smoking and grilling is good too. Smoking and grilling, no G on smoking. Um, good show, Jamaican. Briscoe's Kitchen and what is it? Briscoe's Kitchen and Spice 104. Briscoe's Kitchen and Spice 104. He's not gonna be the most exciting person to watch, but he sure is good. He's good. Anyway, I gotta run. These bugs are, they just, they loving your girl. But I mean, they are really in love. They're not just infatuated, they are in love with me. I gotta go. Y'all have a good day and talk to you soon. Take care.